what gaslighting at work really means. Gaslighting in the workplace is more than a simple disagreement or a clash of personalities. It's a deliberate pattern of psychological manipulation designed to make you question your own memory, judgment, and professional worth. A manager might deny promises they clearly made, a colleague might twist your words during a meeting, or a team might quietly rewrite history so that your contributions disappear. This isn't just ordinary workplace conflict. It's a strategy that erodes confidence and can derail an entire career. Over time, constant second-guessing leads to anxiety, self-doubt, and even burnout. Here's the key takeaway to start with. If you find yourself repeatedly doubting your own memory or competence, that's a warning sign. Healthy workplaces may have disagreements, but they don't make you feel like your reality is unreliable. Recognizing that difference is the first step toward protecting both your career and your mental health. Recognizing the signs of workplace gaslighting. Gaslighting in a professional setting often begins quietly, hidden inside ordinary office interactions. The goal is always the same: to make you question your own memory and professional value. 1. Twisting facts. A manager may flatly deny promises they made in a previous meeting or change agreements after the fact. You might hear, "That's not what we decided," even when you have notes to prove otherwise. 2. Undermining achievements. Your accomplishments are minimized or even erased. A colleague might present your idea as their own or tell others that your success was just luck. The underlying message: your work doesn't really matter. 3. Attacking reputation. Some gaslighters spread subtle rumors or highlight minor mistakes so that others begin to doubt your competence. Over time, this can isolate you from allies and opportunities. 4. Microaggressions and exclusion. You're left off important emails, forgotten for key meetings, or excluded from conversations that affect your projects. The pattern is consistent enough to make you wonder if you're imagining it. Listen for the phrases that often signal this kind of manipulation. "You must have misunderstood. I never said that. It just seems like you think it was your idea." If these behaviors sound familiar and you find yourself questioning your memory or worth, it's more than ordinary conflict. It's a calculated tactic. Gaslighting works because it targets the mind as much as the circumstances. One key factor is cognitive dissonance, the mental stress that arises when what you know to be true clashes with what someone else insists is reality. When a supervisor confidently denies something you clearly remember, your brain struggles to hold both ideas. To reduce that tension, many people begin to doubt their own memory rather than challenge the authority figure. Another factor is the slow conditioning effect. The manipulation rarely begins with a major incident. It starts with small, dismissive comments, tiny enough to overlook, then gradually escalates. By the time the pattern is obvious, the victim has already adjusted to questioning themselves, making it harder to resist. Fear of losing a job intensifies this trap. A paycheck, health benefits, and professional reputation can feel irreplaceable. That fear keeps employees engaged with the very person who undermines them, hoping that if they just work harder or communicate better, the confusion will stop. Instead, the cycle tightens, reinforcing dependence on the manipulator. Understanding these psychological mechanisms is the first step toward breaking free, because once you name the pattern, you can begin to protect your own reality. Practical strategies for protecting yourself. When you recognize workplace gaslighting, the next step is action. These strategies help you stay grounded and protect both your career and your mental health. 1. Document everything. Keep a detailed work journal. Record dates, times, meeting notes, and any agreements in clear language. Save emails, chat messages, and text threads. Take screenshots of important conversations. Written evidence is powerful. It turns your word against theirs into verifiable fact. 2. Set clear boundaries. After verbal discussions, follow up in writing. Just to confirm, we agreed that I'll deliver the report by Friday. Stay calm and professional, even if the other person is dismissive. Consistency shows that you will not be manipulated into second-guessing yourself. 3. Work with HR and leadership. If the behavior continues, file a formal report. Present only facts, dates, direct quotes, and documentation, without personal attacks or emotional language. If HR appears biased or unwilling to act, explore external options, professional associations, labor unions, or an employment attorney. Knowing your rights under workplace and labor laws can make all the difference. These steps are not about confrontation. They are about creating a paper trail, protecting your reputation, and maintaining your own sense of reality until the situation is resolved, or until you choose to move on. Real workplace scenarios and how to respond. Gaslighting isn't theoretical. It plays out in everyday office life. Here are 3 common scenarios and practical ways to handle them. Case 1, stolen credit. A colleague conveniently forgets your role in a project and presents your ideas as their own in a meeting. Response: stay calm and factual. After the meeting, send a polite follow-up email to the group. Thanks for today's discussion. Just to recap, the concept I introduced last week regarding specific idea will move forward as planned. This gently reclaims authorship and creates a written record. Case 2, moving the goalposts. Your manager changes the assignment's requirements after the deadline and then blames you for not meeting expectations. Response: keep detailed documentation. Forward earlier emails or meeting notes with a neutral tone. Here's the original brief we discussed on date. Could you clarify the new requirements for the next phase? This reinforces facts without accusation. Case 3, strategic isolation. A group of coworkers gradually excludes you, leaving you off important emails, holding side meetings, or scheduling key discussions without you. Response: address it professionally. Request inclusion directly and follow up in writing. I'd like to be added to future planning sessions to ensure continuity on my responsibilities. If the pattern continues, escalate to HR with your documented evidence. Each response relies on the same principles. Remain composed, stick to verifiable facts, and create a paper trail that protects your reputation and clarifies reality. Conclusion and call to action. You do not have to suffer for the sake of a paycheck. A healthy workplace challenges your skills, not your sense of reality. If you're caught in a pattern of gaslighting, remember, protecting your mental health and professional integrity is more important than staying in a toxic job. Support is available. Reach out to your labor union or professional association if you have one. Know your rights under local employment and labor laws. Seek psychological support from a licensed therapist, an employee assistance program, or a trusted counselor, so you're not carrying the burden alone. For a deeper understanding and practical recovery tools, explore the full guide in my book, Gaslighting and Narcissistic Abuse Recovery. You'll find step-by-step strategies to rebuild confidence, set healthy boundaries, and move forward with clarity. Remember, your career should never cost you your sense of self. The first step toward freedom is believing your own experience and taking action to protect it.